Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. We step into the Libra Navamsha, the wide open playing field. But before that, just a few notes for all of you. If you are the one who's new to Jyotish, or if you are the one who's practicing Jyotish, you might endorse this couple of points. My observations about people who come to Jyotish, want to learn Vedic astrology and so on. You'll go through certain phases, okay? Get this, listen to this. Phase number 1, you will go through a denial phase. No, this kind of thing cannot be happening to me, or such and such a thing is dear to me. No, I won't let go of such and such a thing. As you go through these nakshatra, padas and navamsha and all these principles I'm giving you, they are timeless. But you will go through a denial process. First begins the denial. Next comes the anger phase, where you will be angry at everything. You'll be angry at God. You'll be angry at creation. This sort of unfairness phase, I call it. This is unfair. How can such and such a thing be happening to me? You will go through that second phase. Third phase is you will go through a curiosity phase. Like, okay, that one was true, although I denied it. What else is there in my chart that I can discover? That's the curiosity phase. You will go through that third phase. Fourth phase, you will come to a phase where you'll say, okay, all of these things is there. Can I change it? Can I do something to change it? This phase is what I would call running after the remedy phase. Many of them get caught up in this trap. I want to find a remedy for Mars, or for Rahu, or for Ketu, or for Saturn, or for this, that and the other. You go after remedies. And this is where they will go after channels, after astrologers who will give them some very quick fixes to fix your life, to fix your planets. That's an illusion. You will find it out sooner or later. It just depends upon what you're looking for. Consciousness is you. Because planets are planets, points are points, your chart is your chart. Okay? There's nothing to fix here. Your life should not be about fixing this, that and the other. It never is about that. So they will go through the illusionary phase of fixing stuff as if planets are dumb things and you are smarter than them. Some astrologers do think that. And you can fix this, that and the other. And suddenly you will get all the riches, all the perfect spouse, perfect wealth, perfect bank balance, and you'll end up becoming Elon Musk or something. That's the fourth phase. Finally, and if you will go further, or if you will get disillusioned by all those remedies which never worked, and now you're in a very disillusioned phase, like I did all the stuff, I got disappointed with my chart, I blamed the gods for it, I blamed the planets for it, I did all the remedies for it, and still nothing worked. So this science is all BS. Suppose you finish this phase and still decide, no, but there was some truth in it. What was that truth in it that I'm still missing? And then you'll enter the graduation phase if you decide to go further with this, which is to say, you will say, okay, let me come to acceptance with it. This is the final stage where you come to acceptance with it and learn to work with your chart rather than against it. Most people work against their chart rather than saying, I have got something on my plate. Let me accept it, let me be grateful for it, and then work with it. This is the final phase they will go through, and that becomes the graduation point for a good, well-rounded Jyotish, because then you'll start studying Jyotish with a neutral mind, not with your selfish, egotistical propensities that each one of us has, but you have to go beyond it. Right, too much spoken. 4 minutes on this rant. Okay, take it for what it's worth. Let's get to Libra Navamsha. Now, Libra Navamsha is a wide playing field. It's a wide sign, okay? Although we divide the zodiac signs into 30 degrees each, it's not really the case. Aries is very narrow. Libra is very wide in terms of constellation. This is why they take even Chitra Nakshatra as the governing point for ephemeris calculation. But never mind. So, Libra Navamsha, what does it give? If planets and points are placed in Libra Navamsha, more of them in your Navamsha chart, it means gives you a new perspective. That planet, the signification of the planet always gives you new perspective, and this is what you have to make choices about. Libra Navamsha is about choices. You get lost in choices. It's always a choice point in Libra because you have halfway through the chart. This planet or this particular placement of whatever planet is there is what you want to become. It teaches us the value of that planet, that signification, that house, wherever the planet is placed, whichever house and whatever planet is placed. That's your journey. That's where you are going on. It's a very open house, very public house. You cannot hide it. Everybody will see it for what you are. It's a house of business, partnerships, spouses. So whichever planet is going into Libra, they are very soft, gentle planets. If they are like Jupiter, Moon, Venus, you will learn the value of wisdom, money and food, for example. If it's malefic planets, Saturn, you will learn the value of time. Value system is Libra. Any Venus sign, Taurus and Libra is value system. Venus is your value system. The signification of these planets will appear very easily in your life in a soft manner if it is soft planets, Jupiter, Mercury, Moon, and so on. If it's harsh planets, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, you will experience it in a harsh fashion. Cruel planets here, like when Sun goes into Libra, your father will have problems related to money. Libra is a very rich Rashi, opposite to Aries, which is a very poor Rashi in Navamsha. That is how you learn the value of money in your life. Whenever the Dasha of Libra will run, you will start getting choices in life. You check the Mahadashanta Dasha playlist of mine, okay, you'll see more of that. Either your life will go up or your life will go down. Libra Navamsha is our environment. That is why it is always said to choose the right people for the right environment. Libra has a tendency to clean things. Libra Navamsha is your society, marketplace. This is why if Libra is your ascendant in natal or Navamsha, you love the marketplaces where trade happens. You feel very expanded there. Trade takes place. People are buying things. Progress is happening. Prosperity is happening in a marketplace. Libra Navamsha is also our outlook, our brand, how we will be branded. Planets in Libra tend to get very picky, end up not having anything at all. Venus in Libra, although it's its own sign, it's the most picky one of all. You're very picky about your partners if Venus is in Libra Navamsha in your chart. You'll have a long laundry list. My spouse should be like 50 things. Only then I'll get hitched with them, for example. So this becomes their own undoing. All planets sitting here tend to get very picky about that planet. Okay. Libra Navamsha is also an open boundary. You do not have any restrictions in Libra. So anything here, growth after marriage may happen. You may be surrounded by opposite sex at work. If Venus is in Libra Navamsha, working in celebratory event management can happen. Jupiter here may even be teaching such disciplines. Growth may be good. Even you can become a bank manager because Jupiter governs ethics and law. Supporting your wife may be your karma. Giving judgment in the collective may be your karma. All of these things, even career-wise, it plays out. Saturn, if it placed here, you may work for less pay initially, but will learn the value of work later on. Okay? Mercury here may be very interested in business, partnerships, marketing. You're a social butterfly. Really loves to go to party everywhere. Mars here becomes very focused in marketing, making partnerships, teaching in libraries. The part about value is in a very restricted manner. So you might have too many hits and misses if Mars is sitting here because Mars is very active. Rahu here becomes obsessed about spouse, has multiple affairs, relationships, learning value and lessons from them. What does each affair provide you anyway? Other than the 2 minutes in bed, it provides you the value of that, engaging with that individual at all levels, isn't it? It's not just about sleeping with someone. You learn the value of a relationship, so multiple breakups they learn through. Ketu, on the other hand, provides detachment from spouse or having backup spouses. I talked about that in my shorts. Ketu wants 3 of everything. So you might end up having 3 affairs. Having a spiritual connotation in intimate relationships. Ketu in Libra Navamsha will want a spiritual type partner, otherwise it will not engage. Moon here becomes very picky about food. Emotional attachment to spouse is very high. Emotionally triggered or insecure with money. Venus, spouse does not trust you with money, makes you realize the value of spouse. Money through life changes. Perspective on spouse, money, wealth changes. All Venus aspects. Jupiter, on the other hand, gives you a problem of obesity, because Jupiter is everything to do with stomach, liver, isn't it? Liver issues, stomach issues. Maintain your food habits, otherwise you'll become a big pot-bellied guy like the happy Buddha. Sun, on the other hand, gives authority figures, father's health, fights with father. Libra debilitates the sun, isn't it? Now the king is entering queen's chamber, so his ego is reduced. That's what it means by debilitation, by the way. Should I leave government work, or should I stay? Choices. Always Libra Navamsha planets will end up giving you choices, especially in the Antardasha of that. Now let's listen to the rest of the podcast and see what that brings.
Navamsha as internal self, after 30 years maturity, after marriage, the Libra Navamsha. Before we step into Libra Navamsha, pause with me again and return to the deeper truth of Navamsha itself. Navamsha is not the personality you perform. It is the personality you are forced to live with. After Saturn maturity, after repeated relational lessons, and especially after marriage, when another human being witnesses your daily choices, compromises, reactions, silences, the Navamsha quietly overrides the birth chart. This is your internal balance system, your soul's relationship contract with life. Libra Navamsha is where the soul stops asking, "Who am I?" and starts asking, "How do I exist with another?" If Virgo Navamsha refined the self, Libra Navamsha introduces the other. It awakens the awareness that life is no longer lived alone. Choices ripple, words land, silence speaks, and harmony is not accidental, it is cultivated. Libra Navamsha matures after 30 because youth is about assertion, survival, and self-definition. Libra is about negotiation, fairness, reflection, and mutuality. Marriage accelerates this Navamsha dramatically because partnership becomes the training ground where your inner self is tested daily. This is where you discover whether you know how to share power without losing yourself. Libra Navamsha is not weakness. It is relational intelligence. It is the soul learning balance through human connection. Let's walk through how each planet behaves when your internal self is wired toward equilibrium. When the sun enters Libra Navamsha, identity becomes relational after 30. You no longer feel whole in isolation. Do you notice that your sense of self sharpens only through interaction, feedback, and partnership? You begin defining yourself through fairness, ethics, and mutual respect. In marriage, you need to feel valued as an equal, not dominated and not dominating. If this sun expresses through the first house, your personality becomes refined, diplomatic, and socially aware. Through the seventh, partnership becomes central to your identity and life direction. When the moon enters Libra Navamsha, emotional security depends on harmony. After 30, conflict drains you more than effort. Do you feel emotionally unsettled when relationships are tense, even if nothing is explicitly wrong? You crave emotional equilibrium, gentle communication, and shared understanding. In marriage, emotional peace matters more than emotional intensity. If this moon operates through the fourth house, home must feel calm and aesthetically pleasing. Through the seventh, your moods are deeply influenced by your partner's emotional state. When Mars enters Libra Navamsha, drive becomes conditional and strategic. After 30, you hesitate before acting, not out of weakness, but out of awareness of consequences. Do you notice yourself weighing options longer, considering impact on others? In marriage, anger often gets suppressed until imbalance becomes unbearable. If Mars expresses through the third house, you argue diplomatically but firmly. Through the 10th, ambition involves alliances, negotiation, and cooperative leadership rather than brute force. When Mercury enters Libra Navamsha, communication becomes refined, thoughtful, and tactful. After 30, you choose words carefully. Do you find yourself pausing before speaking, sensing tone and timing? In marriage, conversation becomes the bridge that maintains peace. If Mercury works through the second house, your speech becomes polite, persuasive, and balanced. Through the 11th, you thrive in group dialogue, mediation, and collaborative thinking. When Jupiter enters Libra Navamsha, wisdom becomes ethical and relational. After 30, your belief system centers around justice, equality, and fairness. Do you feel drawn to principles rather than doctrines? In marriage, Growth comes through shared values and moral alignment. If Jupiter expresses through the fifth house, you become a guide who teaches fairness and emotional intelligence. Through the ninth, your spiritual path emphasizes balance, dharma, and social justice. When Venus enters Libra Navamsha, love seeks harmony, beauty, and mutual admiration. After 30, relationships become mirrors for self-worth. Do you notice that imbalance affects you deeply? You need reciprocity, giving and receiving in equal measure. In marriage, romance thrives through kindness, aesthetics, and emotional diplomacy. If Venus works through the seventh house, partnership becomes graceful and refined. Through the fourth, home becomes a place of beauty, peace, and emotional symmetry. When Saturn enters Libra Navamsha, responsibility in relationships becomes unavoidable. After 30, you are tested on commitment, fairness, and endurance within partnerships. Do you feel life asking you to show up consistently, even when it's uncomfortable? Marriage here matures slowly but solidly. If Saturn expresses through the sixth house, you learn cooperation through service. Through the 10th, leadership demands ethical conduct and long-term alliances. When Rahu enters Libra Navamsha, there is an intense hunger for connection, validation, and partnership. After 30, you may feel incomplete without relational engagement. Do you notice a strong pull toward relationships, contracts, collaborations? Marriage can feel karmically charged here. If Rahu operates through the first house, identity becomes shaped by how others perceive you. Through the seventh, partnership becomes a central obsession and growth engine. When Ketu enters Libra Navamsha, detachment from dependency begins. After 30, you may feel disillusioned with constant compromise. Do you notice moments where you pull away from relationships to reclaim inner balance? In marriage, you need autonomy within togetherness. If Ketu expresses through the fifth house, creativity becomes internal and non-performative. Through the eighth, you undergo deep relational transformations that reshape how you bond. Libra Navamsha ultimately asks a subtle but powerful question once Saturn matures your soul and marriage mirrors you daily. Can you remain fair without losing yourself and connected without dissolving your identity? Because true balance is not silence, it is conscious engagement. It is choosing harmony again and again, not because you fear conflict, but because you understand its cost. I shall see you in the next Navamsha. Meanwhile, you take very good care of yourself today.